Habits shape our lives far more than you probably realize. In fact, more than 40% of actions you perform each day aren't actual decisions, but habits. The problem is, most habits we build during our life are not that good for us. We tend to latch on to things that are easy, safe, and comfortable, but not necessarily positive or beneficial. So, I recently decided to embark on this journey of personal improvement, if you want to call it. I decided to work on myself and build as much healthy habits as possible, while at the same time removing some unhealthy habits from my life that I've been lugging around with me for years. And since I didn't want to overburden myself to a point of failure, I came up with this system of implementing one new habit each month. So one new habit for March, another one for April, May, and so on until the end of 2021, which is going to come out to 10 new habits in total until the end of this year. I feel like that way I'll be able to focus on each and every one of those without burning out. So before I get into this list of 10 healthy habits that I'm going to try and implement this year, I just want to mention that a few of these things I am already doing in my life, but not to an extent that I'm satisfied with. For example, I have been working out on and off throughout my life, but I never got to a point where I actually built that solid habit and been doing that for an extended period of time. That's a spoiler. One of these habits is working out. Shocker. Habits are who we are. Good habits allow us to reach our goals and set a foundation as the first step of our life plan. As humans, we tend to waste a lot of time. Most of us would rather not do anything difficult or challenging. However, if we create good habits, we become more efficient, and this reduces how much time we waste. So first one on my list is the one that I'm going to start implementing today, is waking up earlier and going to bed earlier. I'm kind of a night owl, if that's what you want to call it. I'm actually used to going to bed around 3 a.m. and even later, and waking up sometimes even as late as noon. There are both physical and mental and even emotional benefits of waking up early. It can help you sustain a healthier diet, give you more time to exercise, improve concentration and productivity, as well as the quality of sleep itself. And that's just to name a few. Trying it for a week and seeing what kind of differences it makes in your attitude, energy levels, and productivity can be a great start. Habit number 2 is working out plus a bunch of cardio. Because before, when I used to work out, I always kind of skimmed on cardio. I did a few minutes here and there, and I feel like for a 28-year-old, I shouldn't be so tired climbing to a 4th floor apartment that I live in. Regular cardio training straightens your heart, improves lung capacity, naturally boosts energy, and helps the immune system. Number 3 is jogging. Now I know that cardio and jogging is basically the same thing, but I feel like when I'm working out, I can only do so much cardio. I can only do 10 or 15 or 20 minutes max. But going on a run a few times a week, in addition to basic cardio exercise, can only increase those benefits. Habit number 4. Habit number 4 is drinking enough water. Even mild dehydration can affect you mentally and physically. Staying hydrated helps maximize physical performance and significantly affects energy levels and brain function. Make sure that you get enough water each day, whether your personal goal is those 64 ounces, which is around 2 liters, or a different amount. But in addition to drinking enough water, I'm gonna try and cut most other beverages from my diet. I don't actually drink alcohol at all, so there's nothing to cut there, but I drink a lot of sodas. I drink, this a lot. And that is definitely not a good thing, not sponsored. And it basically has 0 benefits aside from it tasting nice. While we're on the topic, see, whoever told you water is healthy? Moist. Habit number whatever, next one, is being more productive in the morning. So that one is kind of directly connected to the first one of waking up earlier, but just waking up earlier on itself has no benefits if I'm procrastinating for like 4 or 5 hours. A morning routine helps us set the tone for the day, better allowing us to control our schedules rather than our schedule controlling us. As we start each day fresh, we can better focus on what's in front of us, where to prioritize our time, and ultimately increases our productivity. Yeah, so being more productive in the AM and having the rest of my day free to spend with my family, with my girlfriend, friends, and work on all these other habits. Did I just hit the mic? Another thing that I'm trying to implement, and this may not be that useful to you if you're not a YouTuber, but for me, I'm trying to make at least 2 videos a week. Right now, I'm making 1 video a week, and I don't really have a fixed schedule. It's not like every Saturday or every Monday or whatever. It's just when I feel like it. Having a planned out 2 times a week schedule will help me stay on top of things and hopefully keep my audience engaged. Next one, meditation. Again, been doing this for a while, but that's just 5 or 10 minutes here and there. Meditation reduces stress, controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, enhances self-awareness and attention span. Hey guys, I was just editing this and I wanted to mention that I actually recently made a video about how we can improve our attention span and focus, and meditation is one of the key tools in achieving that. So if you want to check that video out, it's going to be linked here or here somewhere and in the description. Alright, let's get back to it. During meditation, you focus your attention and eliminate the constant stream of thoughts that may be crowding your mind and causing stress. The process can result in enhanced physical and emotional well-being. Next one up, implementing a healthy diet. Now, I'm sure I don't have to go into too much detail on why eating healthy is a good thing, but let's just say that opting for a balanced, adequate diet is an important step towards a happy and healthy lifestyle. The reason this one is so far down my list is because even though I do feel like it's extremely important to eat healthy, I feel like I generally have pretty good eating habits, and that's not something that I'm really struggling with, but it can be improved upon, it can get better. Another one that's extremely important to me is being more social. It reduces the risk of stroke and can literally add years to your life. After all, we are social beings. And it may seem implied and natural to most people, but this is something that I've been trying to work on personally. And it's near the end of the list because, well, COVID. I'm hoping that this situation is going to be resolved by the end of 2021. I'm really hoping that turns out to be true, without that slight constant fear in the back of my head, which is definitely there currently. And the last one, again, sorry, may not implement to you, but to me personally is right now is the most important thing that I'm trying to work on, and that is, hold on, wait. Quitting smoking. Now, I've tried quitting smoking before countless times, and it just never took off. I'm not sure if I was lacking the willpower or if I didn't have the right tools to do it. And the reason that's the last thing on my list, I feel like if I jump into it right now, I'm definitely not gonna succeed. But making these little adjustments every month and gradually increasing the difficulty of each habit every month, it can be much easier to get to a point where, if anything, you have much more confidence in yourself because you already created a habit of building habits, if that makes sense. Like I mentioned, guys, I'm not gonna overburden myself to the point of failure. That's exactly why these habits are starting easy, starting light. By then, I'm gonna build up discipline and confidence necessary. I definitely recommend not biting more than you can chew. You watch a Tony Robbins video at midnight and you get super hyped and you're like, yes, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna work out, eat healthy, be productive, wake up early, not procrastinate, not drink, not smoke. You've put too much on your plate at once. And first day, it's probably gonna go great. You're gonna do all these things, no problem. The second day, you're also gonna do them, but you're gonna feel exhausted already. And then come third or fourth or fifth day, you're just gonna drop it off because it's just too much. Start small and then gradually increase the difficulty of each habit that you're gonna work on. If you're trying to build one habit a month, or let's even extend that to one habit every 2 months, not a lot is gonna change in the next week or 2 or 3 weeks. But if you were able to look at your life 3 years in the future, it's going to be a completely different scenario. It's going to be a completely different life. Research shows that willpower is like a muscle. It gets fatigued as you use it throughout the day. Another way to think of this is that your motivation ebbs and flows. It rises and falls. Stanford professor B.J. Fogg called this the motivation wave. Solve this problem by picking a new habit that's easy enough that you don't need motivation to do it. Rather than starting with 50 push-ups a day, start with 5. Rather than trying to meditate for 10 minutes every day, start by meditating for just 1 minute every day. Make it easy enough that you can get it done without too much motivation. By the way, guys, let me know in the comments what are some habits that you're trying to implement yourself, and let me know if you have a system for doing them. Did you already manage to do what you were planning? So yeah, I want to know. Shoot me a comment below. And I would definitely appreciate you subscribing to the channel if you like this type of content, because there's going to be a lot more coming. I'm actually going to be making a video about each and every one of these individual habits that I'm going to be working on this year. So get ready for an in-depth video of each of these habits that I just mentioned. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is Peja. This is Avian. Next video dropping in just a couple of days. So I hope I'll see you there. Bye.